So guys, sometimes there are things that need pruning, either because they're kind of just getting out of hand or because it's from your neighbor and it's kind of encroaching into your garden. Now, we get many emails about this, and this is the rule. The rule is that if it's over your fence, you're allowed to cut it. However, the polite thing to do, and this is what I'm telling you to do, would first phone them up and say, oh, do you mind if I just prune this away, because it really is causing a lot of drama. You know, don't just get out the chainsaw or whatever and start cutting it, please. But for today's exercise, we're going to be showing you a tree that's in my garden, and we need to prune away some of the smaller outer branches that really are just messing with the tree and making it look very untidy. All we're going to do is find the said branch that we need to get rid of, make sure that it really is as close to the stem as possible, to the main trunk, because that's what makes for good pruning. You grab hold of this guy. Now watch carefully. As I pull here, there it goes, makes the cut. Okay, let's get this little guy out, got the right angle, pop it in there, and then just, oh, look how sweet this is. Oh, how much effort was that? Absolutely nothing. Folks, you know that I'm really pedantic about the edges of any lawn. And you know, the edges make or break your garden. It's amazing. You can have a really, really unruly garden. I mean, seriously unkept. All you need to do is cut your edges and do that. Right now, you probably only need to do it every 2 weeks or so. In summer, you need to do it every week. But make sure you've got the right tools to do it with. Remember, if you're going to be using a spade to cut your edges, that you are going to have your garden beds getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, because when you use a spade you always end up taking off some grass because you never manage to get it in the same spot. So don't use it, rather get hold of a good edging shear and tool that you can then use to cut it and really finish off your garden so that it looks really superb. Mint is one of those herbs that everybody just has to have in your garden. And if you don't know what to do with it, I'm going to tell you what to do with it now. Now, you don't only get the ordinary garden mint anymore. There are many different varieties, and that's what also makes it so really interesting. This one over here is called chocolate mint. Now, yes, when you crush it, it's got that faint chocolate smell, almost, and the taste that I'm remembering as a good red wine called Chocolate Box. Yeah, something like that. This one over here is called apple mint, and this guy literally is like you're biting into a beautiful Granny Smith apple. And oh, when you crush it, already I can feel the juices going here. This guy is lovely to have in fruit salads, or even just to put into an ordinary salad as well. Fantastic. And of course to make mint sauce with a bit of an apple crunch to it. Beautiful. And this guy over here, you can see it's got a much bigger leaf. This is called Menthis piccata. Now, this is a vigorous growing mint, probably one, oh yeah, that's got the most pungent, really, really beautifully strong flavors that come through. A couple of rules about mint is that A, grow them in nice big pots. They really enjoy loads and loads of moisture, so put them somewhere in your garden. If they are going to be in pots, you can keep a close eye on them and get to water them. Mint as well, once you've got it, it's a true perennial. It'll last in your garden for a long, long time. In parts of our country where it gets really, really cold, your mint might have died down. So if you do want to grow mint where it gets really cold, then put it into pots and keep it in a frost-free area. Take a look at this guy over here, down here. This is a mint that I've had in a pot. And I kid you not, this mint's probably about 7 or 8 years old. Now, in order to what we call rejuvenate the mint, because it will just carry on and on and on, you need to do a couple of things. So I've got myself a good pair of secateurs, and you can see it's really struggling a little bit, so it needs a bit of a oomph, as I would call it. First thing to do is just get hold of your pair of secateurs and take away all of the dead bits of mint. What we want to do now with our container is I've got some good organic fertilizer here. Take a small handful, sprinkle it round, because that's going to give it some really good food, which is what we're needing. Once I've put that in there, take some compost with a little spade and then just work it in around the leaves. What you'll find that as your mint is living longer and longer in the container, that what happens is that the soil generally just sinks lower and lower, and that's a normal process because kind of composting is actually taking place in here. So there we go. I've filled it up, nice, deep, rich, thick compost around it. All I need to do now is give it a really good watering, because mint loves water. That's one thing, folks. If you like watering and you've killed a lot of plants with overwatering, then get yourself some mint, because you'll be fine. Absolutely fine. When your mint starts looking really scraggly, and I mean, you'll see it. Now, when we prune this, don't get a shock, because this is exactly how viciously you need to prune it in order to encourage the new growth, especially if it's looking sticky and woody. Not that this guy is looking sticky and woody, but I need to demonstrate it to you. So you're going to go in really low, like I mean down here, and just get rid of it. Prune it down, almost down to the ground, because mint has the amazing ability of a strong root system that it simply just rejuvenates itself. So there's an indication of how low I've had to prune it. Do that, feed it regularly, try out all these different awesome varieties, and you'll be mintly amused and impressed.